India, the world's biggest democracy and second biggest populated country. It has an outstanding economy and an astonishing military power compared to many developed nations like the US, China, UK, etc. While the economy is going up and down for India from 2016, now the world is facing the Russian, India is also clinging on issues with China. To face all of this, India needs a stronger military power and a stronger economy. Well, as we can't even talk about the economy of the world right now, we can say India's military power one of the fastest growing and the biggest in the world. With total military personnel of 3,544,000, the active personnel are 1,444,000. While China's military personnel are 2,693,000 and the active personnel are 2,183,000. In many cases, China takes the lead in the military supremacy on India. When we look at the air power of the India's Air Force, the fighter jets 538, attack helicopters 172, transport aircraft 250, attack helicopters 23, trainer aircraft 359, helicopters 722. Indian seas are more outnumbered than before by many intruders like the countries like China. To defend itself, India has to upgrade towards latest technology. India makes less in India and buys more outside of India, so it can change to the latest technology of military so fastly. India's naval power is 285 of total asset. The aircraft carrier has 1 and 1 in development, destroyers 10 and frigates 13, corvettes 19, submarines 16, patrol vehicles 139 and mine warfare 3. As the world is becoming so ambitious, the military supremacy has become more needed to the countries. Along with them, India is also trying to keep up. India's army, one of the biggest in the world, has to accompany by them with the most reliable land forces. So the land forces of Indian military has about total of 4,292 tanks, armored vehicles 8,686, self-propelled artillery 235, towed artillery 4,016, rocket projectors 266. China is becoming rival for the US. India has become a rival for the China with its fastest growing economy. India and China are competing on many grounds like Africa, Indian Ocean, South China Sea and even the South American continent. Mostly the countries often engage in intrusion in India-China border. Because of its rival with China, US, France, UK are trying to team up with India to counter China with a new G10. While China's budget is whopping $337 billion, where we can compare to India it's $61 billion. As India's economy trying to grow, its military power is waiting always to face its job. While its economy growing faster, people coming out of poverty, India has the opportunity to become a superpower in coming years from 2020 with its super friends like US, UK and France. So what do you think of India becoming a superpower and how powerful it is in 2020 with its military and economy? Can it keep up with Russia, US, UK and China? China has raised the possibility of opening more military support bases abroad in the case there is a need to do so, according to a senior People's Liberation Army strategist, a media reporter on last week Thursday. Lieutenant General He Li, a former Vice President of Academy of Military Services of PLA, said at a press conference where on Wednesday last week that China would open new base
under two conditions. This matter is primarily determined by whether a new base is needed to help China better fulfill missions given by the UN. Second, it depends on the approval of the nation where a new base should be located. If these two factors were fulfilled, it is possible for China to build new overseas support bases. The official said that the main function of these sites was to provide logistic support to PLA. The units abroad are not to set up Chinese military forces in other countries. China has a single military base abroad located in Djibouti on the Horn of Africa. As China is planning to increase its bases around the world, India and US are countering Chinese in Indian Ocean and in Pacific Ocean by making a logistical cooperation on defense and for trade bases to be used as they wanted when they wanted. As of now, in Beijing, a senior Chinese military official warned the US Navy Tuesday against interference in support of Taiwan's independence, saying Beijing would defend its claims to the islands at any cost. General Ri Zhuhang, a member of a Central Military Commission, made the remarks during a meeting in Beijing with Admiral John Richardson, a chief of US naval operation. China sees Taiwan as part of its territory to be reunified, despite the two sides being ruled separately since they split in 1949 after a civil war won by Mao Zedong's communists. The self-ruled island has its own currency, flag and government, but it is not recognized as an independent state by the UN. Beijing has said it will not hesitate to use force if Taipei or Taiwan formally declares independence, or in case of external interventions including by the United States or other countries, the island's most powerful unofficial ally. The Taiwan issue is an internal matter for China. It concerns China's fundamental interest and the national feelings of the Chinese people, and no outside interference will be tolerated, including US and India in this matter. Most probably, US is supported by Taiwan with its military and financial status. India has its strategic ally with Taiwan. If anyone wants to separate Taiwan from China, the Chinese army will defend the unit of the motherland at any cost.
最大诚意，尽最大努力，争取和平统一的前景。因为以和平方式实现统一，放弃使用武力，保留采取一切必要措施的选项，针对的是外部势力干涉。
In recent months, US Navy ships have repeatedly passed through the Taiwan Strait, which separates mainland China from the island. Beijing views any ship passing through the straits as essentially a breach of its sovereignty, while the US and many other nations view the route as an international waters to open to all. A recent US law encouraging mutual visits between the US and Taiwanese officials has also been angered to Beijing. The Washington, which broke the diplomatic relationship with Taipei in 1979 to recognize Beijing, remains the island's most powerful ally and its main arms supply is still then. So what do you think of India and US are building and countering China's bases and its strategies around the South China Sea and its strategic move around the Indian Ocean and in Africa? In New Delhi, the US has broadly agreed to grant India a waiver from Iran sanctions, which would... First, check comments below, and if you like this video, please give a thumbs up and follow us on social networks and subscribe to our channel. And thanks for watching. This is WC Daily. Think big, think different. Bye.
You